Um, I wanted to come on here. It's not going to be a quick video. I wanted to talk about something that I felt was really, really important. I wanted to talk about something that I felt when I heard it initially. I didn't talk about it initially. Maybe it didn't hit me at the time that I heard about it. However, once I watched a video earlier today in regards to what I'm about to talk about, it kind of did something to me on the inside. So I decided to go ahead and talk about it. So I looked up the definition of what I'm about to talk about, and because I wanted to be clear, and I wanted you all listening to me to also be clear as well in regards to the subject matter that I'm about to speak on. Femicide is the intentional gender-related killing of women and girls driven by misogyny, unequal power dynamics, and systematic violence. Unlike general homicide, it is motivated by the victim's gender, often involving intimate partner violence, sexual abuse, or honor killings. It is the most extreme form of violence against women. Key aspects and context: definition and motive. Femicide is defined as the killing of women specifically because they are women. It is rooted in discrimination and harmful social norms. Perpetrators. A large majority of victims are killed by intimate partners, such as husbands, boyfriends, or ex-partners. Types of femicide. This includes intimate partner violence, torture, misogynistic slayings, and killing in the name of honor. It can also include infanticide, killing baby girls, and sex-selective abortions. Contextual causes, driven by systematic inequalities, impunity for abusers, and lack of protection by authorities. Usage example: in Mexico, the murder of an influencer by a man who entered her room during a live stream is investigated as a femicide. In Serbia, statistics show 8 out of 10 women are killed by partners or family members. Synopsis/related terms. Femicide, often used in Latin America to emphasize state complicity, gender-based killing, misogynistic killing or murder. The reason why I read all of that is so the audience and myself could get a clear understanding and a clear-cut definition on what femicide actually is and what it looks like. And the reason why I'm talking about that is because of an incident that took place not too long ago, maybe a few weeks ago, maybe shorter than that, of a Coral Springs vice mayor by the name of, I believe her name is Nancy Meteor Bowen, who was killed by her husband. Her husband is currently incarcerated, and there is no bond, and there also is no explanation as to why he did this. So we are left with a lot of questions and a lot of assumptions being made. I was listening and watching a video that was made by Jessie Woo, who is also, I believe she's Canadian, Haitian Canadian, but she has lived in Miami for a really, really long time, South Florida. And according to her video, they did not know each other. However, they had mutuals. So they had people who knew each other, who knew her, etc., etc. And I watched her video, and she did a beautiful job on the video. And I could see that she was really hurt. And I could see that a lot of the things that was said about this young lady were just spectacular. It looks and sounds like she was on the fast track to a lot of professional greatness. She had graduated from college. I forget what school she had gone to, but I think she had gotten a degree in like agriculture or something to that effect. I watched the videos that Jesse put up in regards to her. The lady sounded like she was really, really smart, really, really intelligent, really well spoken. Sounds like she knew her stuff. A lot of people liked her and loved her. She was a big time people person. She seems like she had a really vibrant personality. She had accomplished a lot of great things, and she was very much into serving her community, talking to people, assisting people wherever she could. Sounds like she was just a really, really all around, great person that people trusted, that people had a lot of faith in. She had a very promising career. She was the vice mayor, and she was well respected. Also, I learned that she was, I guess, thinking about or about to announce her throwing in her hat in the ring for Congress to try to do something with Congress, get into Congress and assist her community, her constituents. Just a lot of great things. Now, what I didn't hear was anything about her husband. We don't know anything about him. We don't know what he does. We don't know how accomplished he is or isn't. We don't know what he had going on. But just to kind of mention a few things. He had apparently shot her multiple times, wrapped her up in some sort of blanket. He slept with her in the other room, gave his shotgun or whatever he shot her with, killed her with, whichever gun he used, to a family member. And his only explanation was he couldn't take it anymore. Nobody knows what he couldn't take anymore. As far as I've read, as far as I've seen, no one has come forward or exposed that she wasn't a good wife. She was, because I can just see some people in the comments, how she wasn't a good wife. How do you know? She might have been cheating on him. She might have been. No one has come forward to admit that they'd had an affair with her. Nothing, but still, it's still very early. It's still very early. And even if she had, this ain't it. Even if she had, which I don't think she did, and I don't know the young lady, but I don't believe that that's what the situation was. Even if she had, it still wouldn't justify it. It still wouldn't make it okay. It still wouldn't, it's still no justification to green light something like that. I will say this. Jealousy. There is no explanation that he's going to be able to give. There is no justification or explanation that anybody, his family, his friends, people that watch this video, people that hear about what has transpired with her, there's never going to be a good enough reason to justify this type of action. This is all, in my opinion, about jealousy. It stinks. It reeks of jealousy. Ladies, this is my opinion. You don't have to follow it. You don't have to listen. Because I already know that there are a lot of male-centered women out here and a lot of pick-me women out here. And those women will have to get their wake-up call whenever they get their wake-up call. I'm not here for y'all because I know how dangerous those type of women are and can be. Whenever they get their wake-up call, they get it. I will say that in a lot of different cultures, it's not advocated, but girls are brought up to withstand a lot of stuff, and to deal with a lot of stuff, and are made to feel guilty if they complain about it or they leave or whatever. I don't know how she was raised. I don't know how she came up. I don't know what her parents' value system is. I know that they had lost their youngest child to the S word because of the whole, I think, Parkland situation. He could no longer deal, even though that had happened many years ago. He was still suffering from mental health issues with that. So the family was dealing with that. And then the husband goes and does something like this. I'm telling you, it's about jealousy. I'm telling you, it's about jealousy. Women, when you are on the fast track to success, you've got all of these great accolades that you've accomplished, the time that you've put in, the studying that you've put in, the hours that you've put in, the money that you've invested in yourself. I understand you want to be loved. I understand you want to be in relation with someone. I understand all of that. Some women cannot, for whatever reason, they cannot be by themselves. They have to have somebody there in their life. There's some women that do not like being by themselves. They have to have somebody there. They have to be able to, oh, I'm married. At least I got a man. You got a lot of women that have that kind of attitude. And I feel like when you are on that type of trajectory, where you are being set up for bigger shit, bigger stuff, not the run of the mill type of stuff. I'm talking about, this lady was trying to go to Congress. When you are setting yourself up for really big things, you have to be mindful and careful about who you got around you. Because if the people that you got around you, including your husband, are not on some sort of trajectory themselves, and they don't have stuff going on too, where they've either accomplished about as much as you have or more than you have, jealousy is going to take, I don't care. Jealousy is going to take effect. That dude saw that lady had accomplished and done so much and was on her way to bigger and better stuff, and he could not stand it. and he snapped. I also believe that there was a lot of abuse going on in that relationship that will probably expose itself once this case starts to really get going. I think we're going to see and hear a lot of stuff that was going on in that marriage. Abuse is not only your head getting knocked between the washer and dryer. Abuse is not only black eyes and broken noses and busted lips. And abuse takes form in many ways. You can have verbal abuse, you can have financial abuse, you can have physical abuse, you can have sexual abuse. There's all different types of abuse. Abuse doesn't only look one way. And I think that the door is going to get knocked off in regards to what this young girl, what this young woman was dealing with when it comes to this man. Jesse said something very important. He was trying to dim her light. He was trying to dim her light. And no matter what he probably said to her to either make her self-esteem low or hurt her or whatever, she was still moving forward and on that upward climb. And I feel like he had to end that in order to make himself feel superior or make him I want the attention on me. I want the focus in on me. It's everybody's always talking about her. She's always in these pictures. She's with the mayor. She's with this person. She's with the, da 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 da. And nothing's happening for me. Nothing's happening for me. And he made sure that light was dimmed. He made sure that light was dimmed. She is no longer here to say what happened. We're not able to get her account of what took place. We're only able to hear his account. If he decides to even give one, we may never find out. We may never know. If he don't tell it, we may never know. But he now gets to control the narrative. He now gets to say, oh, well, she was a bad wife. She was this, she was that. And it may not even be true. It may not even be true. I think he was jealous of her for a long time. And unfortunately, sometimes, and I'm not saying that this is her, but I know sometimes women want relationships and want marriage and want this and that so bad and so desperately that their discernment is not kicking in. Their discernment is not kicking in. Because you want something so desperately, you are more prone to allow a lot of stuff to slide and ignore a lot of stuff. And, it's really, really, it's really unfortunate how he silenced her. And I would like women to just be very, very careful about that desperation, that biological clock that's supposedly ticking inside of you that says that by a certain age you should be married, by a certain age you should have children. When you operate from a position of desperation, when you operate from a position of biological clock, that's where I think a lot of women end up making their biggest mistakes. Because they're following behind society and what society says you should be doing by certain intervals in your life. He gets to be the star of the show. Not much of a star, but he gets to be the star of this whole thing. He got what he wanted. He got what he wanted. The attention, the notoriety, he got what he wanted. And unfortunately, it was at her expense.